All right, let's talk about one of the absolute toughest challenges in trading. How do you get a handle on your own greed when the market is just going parabolic? This is all about how to survive and, yeah, even thrive during that final, super treacherous rally.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It gets right to the heart of the whole thing. The real game here, it's not about trying to squeeze out one last little bit of profit. It's about protecting everything you've already made. And trust me, the stakes are incredibly high. So where are we right now? Well, we're at the most exciting and definitely the most dangerous part, the last few days of what they call an intermediate rally. This is that moment when the market's siren song is just blaring at its loudest.
And that's exactly what it feels like, right? Every single trade seems to be a winner, your account is just ballooning, and that temptation to just push all your chips in, to go all in, it's almost impossible to resist. It feels like you found free money, like it's a guaranteed win. But that feeling, that's the trap.
Okay, so this is where you need a voice of reason. You need a mentor, someone who can cut through all that emotional noise. The advice we're going to dig into comes from a really seasoned trader who's seen this exact movie play out time and time again. And here it is, the first piece of advice, and it's so critical, so direct. If you feel that pull, that intense fear of missing out, the answer isn't to lean into it. No, the answer is to pull back, bet small. Right now, your goal isn't to maximize every last penny of profit. It's just to make sure you survive. Let's be really clear about what we're up against. Let's define the enemy. The FOMO trap. It's this incredibly powerful emotional current. It just whispers in your ear that everyone else is getting rich, and if you don't do something big right now, you're going to be left in the dust. And that fear, that's what fuels the kind of reckless decisions that can completely wipe you out. So here's the crucial point. This whole struggle, it has nothing to do with fancy charts or market analysis. This is a straight-up battle with an inner demon, your own greed. So let's break down exactly how this powerful emotion leads traders right off a cliff. And this slide just lays out that death spiral perfectly. It all starts out so great. You're looking at these amazing, juicy profits on paper. Then, bam, the market turns. And it happens when you least expect it, like overnight or in the pre-market. All of a sudden, you're down big, but you're frozen. You're too emotional. You can't bring yourself to sell for less than what it was at the peak. You keep telling yourself, oh, it'll come back. And you just hold on and on and on until it's all gone. No, look at the contrast here. It's so stark. On one side, you've got the newbie who gets totally swept up in the craziness. They go balls to the wall, they use heavy leverage, they're chasing that pot of gold. But on the other side, you've got the veteran. The veteran has a solid foundation, they're holding physical assets, they're not over-leveraged. And you know what? They can just ride out the storm, patiently making money without all the panic. Okay, so we've seen the trap, we know what it looks like. Now, how do we actually avoid it? This is where we make the big shift from just reacting emotionally to having a real strategic plan. This is the path to not just surviving, but actually winning in the long run. And here it is, your survival guide. It sounds simple, but man, it is not easy. Bet small. You have to actively fight your own greed at all costs. And whatever you do, do not get into a heavily leveraged position at the top. Your number one job, your only job right now, is to protect your capital so that you are ready and able to pounce when the next great buying opportunity shows up. So why is all this discipline so ridiculously important? Well, it's because there is a huge prize waiting on the horizon for those who are patient enough to get there. See, the end of this rally isn't the end of the game, not even close. It's just the setup for the next and potentially much bigger move. This timeline basically lays out the whole process. First, this current rally has to finish its final crazy push. Then comes the correction. Now, that could be a really sharp drop or just a long, frustrating sideways grind. But that correction is absolutely essential. It cleans out all the emotional baggage from the market and sets the stage for the main event, the next big leg up. So after all that waiting, after all that discipline and fighting your own instincts, what is the actual tangible reward we're working so hard for? The potential reward? A move to $100 for silver by late spring. That's the prize. And that's the kind of opportunity that you can only take advantage of if you didn't get totally wiped out chasing the last few bucks of the previous rally. And let's just let that sink in for a second. The message is crystal clear. As good as this rally might feel right now,
the next one is projected to be even better. And being in a good position, that means mentally and financially, is what's going to let you capture those spectacular gains. That's the whole point.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. A correction isn't a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. So the only question that really matters is, have you done the work on yourself? Have you prepared to face down your own greed? Because your answer to that question is going to determine if you're ready for everything that comes next.